Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. Oh, I'm excited this morning. I got some good stuff for you. That's right. I'm excited. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. I hope you use them. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So I ask you the question. Do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. I'm about to run down a few creation stories from different religions in different parts of the world. And everybody have a creation story. Again, one second. Excuse me. Everybody has a story that they tell about creation. Just understand that. Let's go. I'm not going to get back and forth with that in an argument. I'm just going to put it down for you. And in order for you to understand where I'm coming from, I'll explain it to you as I go. So the topic right now, right thing, let's talk about the primeval ocean. That was the Egyptians' concept. We're going to start with that one. Now, Egyptian mythology. You hear me? Egyptian mythology. Not Egyptian literal people. No, mythology. Please understand that before we get started. It's filled with stories, life lessons of who? Gods and goddesses, but all of them are related in a harmonious manner in which when understood correctly, right there. I'm glad that when you understand something correctly, you will use it. You know the proper use of something, you use it the way it's intended, and there's no problem. When you start to get haphazard, you start to get willy-nilly and just doing it where you want to, it loses its luster, it loses its purpose and its reason. Now you got watered down, misinterpreted information, somebody's personal concepts and ideas. I don't base nothing on somebody's personal view. I don't want you to base yours on my personal view. I'm just giving you information that you can use. It ain't my view. Moving on. I'll let you know when it's mine. I tell you, this is how I think. This is how I feel. I have a perception, I have a concept, and I have my own opinion. But when you're learning, you learn. And then once you're standing, you can have a right to say one way or another. But if you don't know, shut up. Move on. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But I get a little annoyed. And when you understand something correctly, it helps to unlock the true mysteries of what? The human heart. Egyptian mythology is based on the whole concept, and it begins with the existence of what they call the new. And the definition of the primeval ocean is the concept that they use. And the creation stories, I'm going to tell you, is going to come from the Bible, the Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism, the Upanishads, and Indian mysticism. See what they say? Mysticism, not belief systems. Nobody did belief. Excuse me. And remarkably, they are all similar in notion of the original primeval, formless, and in the subsequent names and forms differentiation and objectification of matter, which arose later. Why? Everybody started putting their spin on it. It was fine when I gave it to you. If you start cutting it, you start adding and taking away. They tell you when God's words is, they don't change them. And stop that nonsense. Moving on. Ancient Egyptian Shabaka inscription. Now, they couldn't read the hieroglyphs until they found this Shabaka stone because it was written in 3 different languages. Egyptian, Greek, and what they call Coptic, which was what they call English, what we use now. Okay, so understand that. But Ptah, conceived. Remember, Amun, Ra, Ptah. Ptah is us. And they use that specifically. He's self-created. Why? He uttered himself into existence. He wasn't configured by gene splicing and creating some lab and some... I ain't got time for that, okay? So, no, we break it down so at least you can, if it's understood correctly, you can see we were self-generated, created from God. How about that? Everything comes from him, out of him. That's the concept that the Egyptians myths teach us about. So watch this. Now, we break it down. Where we at now? Shabaka stone. Ptah, which is the leader in that particular area in Memphite theology. Now, Ptah, who conceived what? In his what? Heart. Where's God? In the heart of man. How you know? That's what you do to find God. In reasoning and consciousness. That's up here. The heart is where the spirit is. That's love. And that's that female. The heart is woman. This is male. They got to go together. It's called the heart-mind coherence. They need to make the marriage. Woman and man got to become one to produce what? Us as the offspring, as enlightened beings. Watch this. And the heart, reasoning, and consciousness, all that would exist is what? Is at his utterance, which is the words we call Heka. And that's called words of power, to make manifest. When you think of something from here, it goes here, and it comes out here. See, they knew that. They broke it down eloquently. I hope I'm doing just as good. You understand it, because I sure do. And what happened? They created the noon. That's where total possibilities of anything. We can conceive it, we can achieve it. That was the noon. That's the concept. And we became what? Physical beings with the ability to what? We're in the image of what? The noon. If we can conceive it, we can achieve it. And the primeval waters, unformed matter. This is the Egyptian style. Listen to them. Then not having what? A place to sit. Ptah causes noon to what? Emerge from the primeval waters as what? As the primeval hill we know now as the pyramids. So that what? He may have a place to sit. Okay? And then energy. Atum, which represents, y'all call it atoms. Atum, or Adam, the first man. Atum, A-T-O-N, or A-T-U-M. The O and the U was synonymous back in the day. They didn't use the vowels, so it didn't make a difference in which you want to use. It still come out the same. And then energies, right, emerges and sets upon Ptah, and then came out of the waters, what? 4 pairs of gods. We call it the Agdo, the first 8 gods. Broke that down for you. Lesson. I ain't got time for that right now. That's not what this lesson is about. This is everybody had a creation story. That was the Egyptians. Now let's get to the biblical story. Now, I don't have to believe the mythological story. I just have to comprehend it, understand it, and I can use it. Now, you got the Bible. You want me to believe everything you say because this is from God. Watch this. From Genesis, the Bible. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Okay. I'm with you. And the earth was without form. Again, I'm still with you. And void. Still rolling. And darkness. We got you. Was upon the face of the earth. Of the deep. Okay, I'm still with you. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. I'm still with you. I'm following on. I'm listening. And this was the story of the Bible. Now I'm supposed to just believe that. I'll be back. Now let's talk about the Sephirah, which is spelled Sefir or Yazarah. This is the Jews guys, they say there are 10 spears, okay, in the Kabbalah concept, okay, in which come out of what? Nothing. You got 10 spears. Came out of nothing. Okay, I'll bite. From the spirit, the spirit of the living God emanate air. We know that to be Shu. Okay, I'm with that. And from the air, you got water. That's tough, Newt. Still with you. From the water, we got fire. Okay, that's Ra. That's that thing up in the sky. And how he not to be first, I don't get it. But this is their story. I'm on with them. And fire or ether. Okay, that's new. They didn't put earth on here, I see. So, but now you got for nature, I got that. And from the ether, you got measurements, height and the depth. And you had cardinal signs, east and west, north and south. Again, okay, that's from the Zohar. That's the Jewish thing. Now, before God manifests himself, ding, ding, ding. No, I got to read through. We told you that's what Ptah did. So they're saying God manifest before he manifested himself when all things were still hidden in him. Like the noon. Okay, got you. He began by forming like Ra did, stirring up the pot, the waters, and in perceptible points, what happened? This was his own thought. I'm following this in my lesson. This is theirs. With this thought, he then began to construct a mysterious and a holy form, aka the universe. That's according to Kabbalism. Oh, that's the Zohar. That's the Sofa. Excuse me. And it's called Kabbalism. Yep. Now we're going down from the laws of Manu in India. This is their philosophy. Manu is a sage, I like that, creator god of India, the Hindu or the Vedic tradition, who was really close to Egyptians, who recounts the process of creation from their perspective, wherein what? The self-existent spirit, that's what they call it, God, that's their definition, felt desire, get up, Scooby, ruh-roh, something about to happen, and wishing to create all things from his own body. I'm still with you, and then I like y'all, I got you. And now God created the primeval waters. I'm still with you. They called it Nara. No problem. We called it Noon. Okay, close enough. And threw a seed into it. This is their story. What kind of seed? Where does he come from? They ain't asking. I'm just going with the story. I got a bunch of seed. I'm that guy because I understand my yacht. Whenever you tell me something, I want to know why, how, and you got to defend and justify, or you're going to have problems with me. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. Now, I will listen and follow along with stuff that makes sense, but I'm going to question everything you say. So, from this seed came what? The golden cosmic egg. Okay, I get the concept. I see. And again, my stories and my mythological stories, I had them. So I listened to everybody else's. And they all the same story. First of all, how do I know that? Why? I know mine. And so every time I hear somebody else's, I can slide it right in. Simple. That's how I know. And when you got the original, all you can get from that is what? Copies. No matter how good they are, wait, copies. I got the original. That's why I don't do religion. Understand that right there. It's the copy. Spirituality is the original. Let's go. So watch this. Now this is their philosophy. This is their concept. And this is what they sell it. And threw a seed into it. Now from the seed came a golden cosmic egg. Guess what? The reason why Geb, who represents Earth, wears a duck on his head, because he's the quackler. Okay, he came out the egg, create earth concept. Just putting it out there. But now you got the self-existent spirit. Spirit. Everybody's God is what? Self-existent. My God, but no. My God, no. All of them, same thing. Okay, whatever you, same thing. Now the self-existent spirit they call Narayana developed into what? Brahma and Purusha, and after a year of what? Total meditation, divided into two parts, male and female. I got a story for that. From the Egyptian concept, man and women had two heads, okay, four arms and four legs. Same thing. When they disrespected God's rule, okay, fit them. Now they will forever be what? Male and female. They will never become one again, no matter how much they have, and it's not going to happen. That's another story. Again, so I can tell you, I got stories up the wazoo. Why? With knowledge comes what? Wisdom and storytelling. I got a bunch of them. What? To signify and justify, and mostly to teach, to enlighten. But I'm doing this stuff now. I'm just get back to the forgot about it. I'm doing them. So, and this God turned to the Persian, and he became male and female. No problem. Now, when you think of your body, you don't differentiate between what? The left leg or the right leg, do you? Or the lips on the face or the fingers on the arm. In a mysterious way, you consider all the parts as what? As a whole, and call it what? Me, me. In the same way, watch this, in the same state of enlightenment, the entire universe is understood as who? Me. God and I are one. You can claim me-ship when you have total knowledge and understanding of mythology and the philosophy that you learn to master, and you can say and claim that knowledge of self. Consciousness is essentially what? Pure until what? Until the association with who? You ready? The ego develops. Then multiplicity and duality appears to exist, but as the following passage, listen to this, will explain, the multiplicity of creation is merely the forms which energy takes on as it moves and interacts in what? Different polarities, different levels, or the pairs of opposites. This concept of vibration being the underlying cause of what? The phenomenal world existed within who? The Egyptian mystery system text that we call the Kabbalion. And the teachings of who? The Kabbalion will be discussed in what? In the commentary to verse 45 in the hymn of Amun. This is what it says. From the Kabbalah, polarity, which is dual, two opposites, is the principle that runs through the whole of creation. We call it Maya. We knew that too. What's this? And is in fact what? The basis of manifestation. Polarity really means, you ready? The flowing of force from what? From a sphere of high pressure to a sphere of low pressure. Whatever that means, I ain't going there. High and low being allows relative terms. It's still opposites, it's still duality, it's still Maya philosophy. Every sphere of energy, we call them chakras, but they call them spheres of energy. Again, I know something else, same thing, something of the name. But and that energy needs to what? Receive the stimulus of what? Of an influx of what? Energy at a high pressure. And to have an output into a sphere of what? Lower pressure, whatever that means. Again, the source of all energy is the great unmanifest God. And it makes its own way down the levels, changing its forms from one to another till it is finally what? Earth into matter, spirit, coming into matter, the fall of angels, all that good stuff y'all talking about philosophically. We already got the concept. Y'all just took it and misunderstood it and teaching it like you know and don't have a clue. But you become earth and matter. Spiritual beings having a human experience. We knew that also. And the pure impulse, which is the dynamic of creation, is formless again. And being formless, the creation, it gives rise to what? To can assume any and every form God can be. You can create in your mind and become whatever it is you can think of. Within his image to be able to what? Create what we can conceive. Stand calm. I'm cool. All right. Oh, I see this lesson going to be a little long. So let me get this. Let me speed up a little bit. Start the playing. All right. Now, the following passage I'm going to read to you, it comes from the Lao Tzu, the classical Tao writer who popularized what? Taoism in China. Another philosophy, another whole different place. And watch this. At the same time, during that time, you have Buddha and the Mahavajra, who developed Buddhism and Jainism. Again, all philosophical concepts that in India. Watch this. He further illustrates the idea of undifferentiated versus differentiated consciousness. He gave you that too. Moving on. I got to just not break everything down. I got to move on. I see the clock. So watch this. There is something undifferentiated and yet complete, which exists where before heaven and earth. In order for heaven and earth to exist, somebody had to put it there. So we understand it. Again, I'm with you. Now, soundless and formless. It depends on nothing and does not change. God ain't. It forms, yeah. Yeah, but him, no. It operates where? Everywhere. And is free from what? Danger. It may be considered the mother of the universe. Whatever that is, fine. Just okay. Now, the same idea of formless or undifferentiated matter occurs in the Rig Veda, the Vedas, the Vedics, the Upanishads, they book, and the Bhagavad Gita, another book that they follow from India as well. And the only difference between the following texts is that the Bhagavad Gita takes all of the attributes of the manifest and the unmanifest nature of divinity and incorporates them in what? The anthropomorphic personality of Krishna. We did the same thing with Haru, the falcon-headed god. Come on now, moving on. Bunch of stories, I ain't got time to tell them. But from the Rig Veda, this is what they say. There was neither non-existence nor existence then. Okay. There was neither the realm of space nor sky beyond. There was no distinguishing sign of night nor day. Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay, no, I'm gonna keep going. Desire came upon that one in the beginning. That was the first need, the first seed of mine. Ain't really following that one too clear because there's a distinction between day and night. Moving on. I ain't got time. All right. So there are assuredly two forms. There you go. Of eternal. The form and the formless. Okay. The mortal and the immortal. Again, okay, this is from the Upanishad. I just did you the Rig Veda, excuse me. And now we going to the Upanishads. And they're saying the mortal, the duality they're bringing up. And the stationary and the moving. Yeah, again, duality, the actual and the illusory. Again, back to Maya. I haven't heard nothing new or different other than what I already know. So why should I believe what you saying when I know what I'm talking about that I'm living? So I'm not caught up in that. Moving on, last one, the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 17. It says, I am the father of the universe. Okay, Billy Badass. I am the mother. Okay, I'm with that. I'm the sustainer as well as the grant. Okay, now I'm with you. I am the goal of Vedic knowledge. Again, I get it. I am the sacred Om. It can be spelled with O-M or A-M. Om. Depending on what tone you want to sing and then use it in. I am what? Verily. the Vedas in the form of WRIGHT. Was there Yaja and Sama? Don't know them. Don't care. But it's a philosophy that obviously they follow, which is fine. Again, I don't need to master. No, I got my own. I will study and try to understand and comprehend somebody else's. Why? That's being respectful. I don't have to follow it. I ain't got to like it or buy it. But I'll respectfully will listen and respect it. If that's your philosophy and that's your belief, I'm not problem with that. That's the lesson for now. Oh, you know how we're doing. But my point was, no matter what religion you profess, no matter what, it's all pretty much the same thing. So my point to that is, why we got to be at war? Because I feel this God, you feel about that about God. It's everybody's right to feel and think for themselves. As long as it don't harm you, it should be fine by you. What's fine by me? I'm going to speak for myself. That's what I do. Hopefully enlighten you to do the same too. Why? Peace comes from those who understand it. Moving on. Lesson, close out. I'm wrapping it up and closing. Right thinkers, may y'all all live to be 100 and me 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers, no matter what religion you profess or what you call God, have passed away. I'll be back. You know what I do.